Is our society becoming stratified into the rich and the poor? This is a question that many people would like an answer to. This past fall, I took an introductory course in sociology and learned a few things regarding this question. Today, I will be providing you, the viewer, with the answers to both sides of the argument and some information regarding both sides. First off, I will begin by answering the question with a no. The reason for the no is because there are not many rich people in our society. The media is one reason why we see the wealthy as a very big group. In Media Magic, Making Class Invisible by Gregory Manseos, he clearly states that the media focuses on the wealthy, and since our focus is on the wealthy, we tend to concern ourselves with them more. Also, from the textbook The Real World and Introduction to Sociology, in Chapter 9, it tells of how the upper class is only made up of 1% of the United States population. Another good reason there is no stratification between the rich and the poor is the fact that everyone has a chance to rise on the social ladder. From the same textbook reading, it states that every child has an equal chance to education. That is a necessity to live a better life. With an education, people are able to receive better job opportunities with higher pay. Now I will provide the reasons to answering the question with a yes. First off, there is a discrimination between the rich and the poor. In a reading called The Saints and the Roughnecks by William J. Chambliss, the poor kids were treated harsher than the rich kids were. In the reading, the saints were the rich kids and the roughnecks were the poor kids. In school, the saints were able to get each other out of class and leave school grounds whenever they wanted. The teachers and administrators never questioned them about where they were going or what they were doing. They just assumed that they were doing something with a club or sports. The roughnecks couldn't even get an excuse to leave class at all. Whenever they would try, they would get turned into the principal's office and they would get in trouble. Depending on their social status growing up, this affected them in their future lives. The majority of the saints were able to make a great living for themselves. As for the roughnecks, only 2 of them made it big because they were really good football players, whereas the others fell out in life and became criminals or had really bad jobs. Another example of this discrimination is from an article from Huffington Post. The article is called Ethan Couch, Affluenza Teen Facing 5 Lawsuits by Hunter Stewart. Ethan Couch is a 16-year-old who is the cause of an accident killing 4 people. The court sentenced Couch to 10 years of probation because they decided that he did not understand what he did because of his wealthy upbringing. This article clearly shows the discrimination between the wealthy and the poor classes. If a lower class teen was to commit this crime, he would have been punished right away. Lastly, the gap between the 2 classes is growing too large. From the textbook reading, the gap is growing and this affects the educational resources provided. This also makes it harder for poorer people to find jobs with a decent pay. These 2 problems go hand in hand. No education equals below average job and pay. Ultimately, there is no better answer for the question, is our society becoming stratified into the rich and the poor? Both sides are provided in the speech, and no side really has an advantage over the other. Answering yes to the question provides one set of answers, but answering no also contradicts the results to answering with yes. With the information provided, you will have to make your own judgments on this topic and decide what you want to believe in.